Alright, well, welcome back. So this is my example of my Britto-inspired self-portrait. As you see, it's supposed to be cartoon-like, and like the artist Britto, we've got all these patterns and designs and colors, and we'll talk about how we're going to make those choices in just a moment. So once again, we're going to start on just a white piece of paper, and I have the wind out here, so we'll see, this will be interesting. This is the drawing part that we're going to start working on today. And I will start with a fresh piece of paper to show you. And also, it's always good to have another piece of paper handy, so you can a scratch paper on the side, just in case you make a mistake or you want to test something out. Okay, so once again, I'm going to be using my ebony pencil, which is a dark pencil, so that you can see. We're going to be drawing the face. So you want to think about where you want your face in relation to the rest of in your paper when you're thinking about like the composition, which basically means the space and how you organize the objects in your artwork. So you see, for instance, I put my face up here. I don't have a lot of hair at the top, so that's fine. But if you have a lot of hair you want to put at the top of your head, then you want to leave more space at the top. And here I just put my neck and shoulders here. So before you draw it, you always want to think about how much room you want to have. And if you make a mistake, you can always erase it. That's why we work in pencil first. So here I'm going to start. I'm going to also, if it helps, you can trace a little bit, think about it with your finger first before you draw with your pencil. You can practice. So I think I'm going to put my face about here and my neck and my shoulders down here. Once again, I'm not going to put a lot of hair because I don't have a lot of hair on top of my head. So and then when you think you're ready, just draw lightly, and we're going to draw an oval shape for the head. And it doesn't have to be perfect, just do the best you can. I'm going to draw my neck, which is also like a cylinder shape. And because it's a form, it's a round object, I'm going to make a curved line at the bottom and draw my shoulders. And once I have that down, then I'm going to start with the eyes and the nose. And one really cool trick that you can see I did here is I started to erase it, but I drew a line like this down the middle of my face so that I could see an idea of where to put my eyes and my nose and my eyebrows. So that's what we're going to do, and then you'll erase it later. So once again, you definitely don't want to draw darkly, but I'm going to draw dark enough so that you all can see right now. So I'm going to draw, and you can use if you have an eraser at home, or even if you have, like, for instance, I have this marker box. I could use the marker box to draw a straight line if I don't want to do it on my own. Whatever you have at home that will help you, please feel free to use. And so I drew those. Now I'm going to take about a finger distance on both sides where my eyes are going to go, and then I will start drawing the oval shapes of my eyes. And don't worry so much if you make a mistake. Just do the best you can. We're practicing here. You can always change it later. So I'm going to draw both sides just as best as I can, about the same. And then the other thing we need to add into our eyes is you have the iris, which is the colors of your eyes. For instance, my eyes are kind of like a green-brown color, so you have that circle, but then you also have the pupils. So we're going to add in those details. So you can draw about, let's see, maybe a lot of times your eyelids covers part of the inside of your eye. It does help if you can look in a mirror. So I drew that just about, and once again, you can always change it a little bit later if you're not happy with it. And then I'll draw just a little line for my eyelids, and then let's see, I'll start drawing about here where my nose is going to start with my eyebrow. And once again, I'm just right now kind of just drawing the outlines. Maybe I'm going to put not my eyelashes, but my eyebrows up here. You can also definitely add in more details if you want to add some eyelashes. Ooh, I'm outside and there's little caterpillars that fall down from the tree. Anyway, so here we go. So I'm going to add some eyelashes, and let's see, for my nose, because once again this is a Britto-inspired portrait, I'm going to make a nose that's characterized, that's stylized, and So that nose is a little bigger than my nose, but the reason I did it that way is because then I'm going to divide my picture in half. You see how this picture is divided in half? And we're going to do different shades of colors on your face. And once again, if you look at the examples from the PowerPoint, you'll see how Britto's artworks are all very divided into different sections. So here I'm going to start with my mouth, and this is the lip that, if you can see, usually on your face you add a little lip, a line that goes under your nose and before your mouth. And then I'm going to draw my lips. And then you can make yourself smile. You can think about what type of expression you might want to be making. And I'm going to draw then that line to divide my chin. And here I have a basic outline of my face that I could start adding more details in later. I do want to make sure your ears might be covered with your hair, but you might want to think about where you want to put your ears. And then I'm going to start drawing my hair. For me, you always end up, a lot of times we have more hair on the top of our head than we think. So once again, it helps if you can look in a mirror. I have a little bit of hair, sometimes it'll come down on my face. Might want to draw some lines because we've all got different colors in our hair. So I got those lines down, and it looks like I'm about ready to add in more detail with my pencil, and then to start outlining, because we're going to outline it in marker. So I'm just going to keep working just a little bit more. You can start working on yours if you haven't already, and then I will explain the next step. So let's see, I've got these eyelashes. And let's see, this is here. My chin, got my ears. Alright, maybe I want to add, you could also add earrings if you want to maybe put some earrings in your ears. Let's see, I've got that. And now I'm going to think about the pattern that I want to put on my shirt. Maybe I just want to draw squiggle lines, or you can draw some objects or some sort of a symbol that represents you. For instance, if I wanted to draw, I don't know, if I just wanted to draw hearts in the background, you can make some hearts and divide it into different sections. So maybe I have this section that has hearts. Maybe I have another section that I just want to put in circles, or if there's something else that I really like that I wanna draw. Let's see, maybe I just like kind of these free-form like paint blobs. So I'll make some blobs that I'll color later with some paint, because we're gonna create patterns. And we'll talk about that more. Let's see, maybe here to divide, and the one thing I do want to make sure I think about is making sure that my shoulders look a little different than the background. So maybe for this part of my background, I'll just add some stars. And we'll talk about how the different colors can help it to look different, so that that your foreground, the space in the foreground doesn't look like the background. So just starting a star too. Let's see, I've got a star. And we'll maybe start one more. And then let's see, what else could I do? I can do just some maybe swirly designs. Maybe some little swirls over here, little swirls. And I don't know, for this one, maybe I just want to do some wavy lines, and then I'll add in my color. That'll make it look fun. Alright, so I've got all of this down. If we got this far today, then I'll show you the next part where we're going to outline it in marker.